It's getting biblical. Plagues, demons, UFOs, cyborgs and COVID squatters, natural news. In case you haven't noticed, events in the world are getting downright biblical. We now have a rash of plagues, mice and spiders in Australia, earthquakes, volcanoes, droughts and even new superstrain pandemics, caused by the COVID vaccine itself. At the same time, Democrats have reopened mass human trafficking through the open border, providing a steady supply of children for the Democrat donors and political elites, who feed on ambrosia. Former DNI John Ratcliffe has gone public with new information about UFOs, revealing that these flying craft are well known by the US government, and that they are powered by exotic technology that defies human understanding of the laws of physics. Expect a lot more disclosures in the UFO space throughout 2021. A medical journal called the Journal of Religion and Health has published an investigative paper that asks whether people diagnosed with schizophrenia might actually be possessed by demons. The so-called auditory hallucinations they routinely experience might be better explained as demonic, luciferian entities literally speaking to these people through their vulnerable neurology. But in today's society, such people are drugged with antipsychotics and other pharmaceuticals. Perhaps they need an exorcism instead. Maybe the answer is God, not pharma. In case you didn't already hate yourself enough, the Krispy Kreme donut chain is offering a free donut every day for anyone who can prove they've been vaccinated against COVID. Never mind the fact that obesity is the #1 cause of death in COVID fatalities, of course. And becoming diabetic doesn't help, either. If you're going to get vaccinated and eat Krispy Kreme donuts on a daily basis, you might as well just inject a fatal dose of fentanyl and get it over with, it seems. In Hawaii, fully vaccinated individuals are getting infected with COVID, causing the local news station to publicly admit that physicians say the vaccine doesn't prevent infection, which begs the question, what does 95% effective actually mean, then? And if COVID vaccines don't prevent infections, what is the purpose of a vaccine passport? The entire vaccine narrative is filled with contradictions and logic gaps that defy any sense of reason. Apparently, whether you get vaccinated or not, you still have the exact same risk of being infected with COVID. Speaking of vaccines, all the various global vaccine mandate laws are now hampering with international shipping, causing large container ships to be unable to dock at various ports around the world. The vaccine pushes, it seems, are now causing global supply chain disruptions by demanding the very vaccines that doctors tell us, see paragraph above, don't work to prevent infections in the first place. Finally, a California couple who paid $560,000 to purchase a home shockingly discovered a COVID squatter living in that home, and for over a year they have been denied access to the home they own, and presumably are paying steep property taxes to maintain. The COVID laws of California are protecting the squatter, and if the real owners of the home tried to break in their own front door and seize their own home, they would be arrested and charged with breaking and entering. This is not a problem in other states like Arizona, Texas or Florida, where we simply shoot intruders if they refuse to leave. Problem solved. This means that in California, even if you own your home, you actually don't have ownership at all because you have no control over it. So what's the point of buying or owning a home in California at all? And what does this mean for the collapse of the rule of law and the basic human right to engage in contracts and commerce? What if you buy a new car and it comes with a COVID squatter living in it? Do you now have to abandon the car and let them have it? In California, the answer seems to be yes. Yet somehow the people are not allowed to access the Capitol building in DC, but random squatters can take over your private home and claim it is their own.